Hi, and welcome to another episode. Today we'll be talking about how to make a navigation bar, or short, nav bar. Most nav bars usually reside at the top, but you could also have one on the side, but they'll mostly be called a sidebar. So in this episode we'll be making a nav bar, and in the following episode we'll be making a sidebar, which derives from the same concept as a nav bar, just with a few extra things. Okay, so we want to place it around here at the top, and I made another file. It's another element. I added it here, and I remember to restart the server after, because you need to do that every time you add a new file. So we have our panel here, and we derive this from nothing, because we already have an editable panel in the frame, and we don't really need more than that. So as you can see here, let's start by making. We have our frame. We just use this test. Let's just add this frame.navbar. Add. Actually, this is a bad way to do this. Let's totally redo how we do this. Okay. For our test, we will be making another panel. Let's start here. Tutorial UI.menu, and yeah, and tutorial UI.frame. So this is the same code as in here. Exact same code in the menu. Okay. So here we wanna set init. Okay, init, and then self.navbar equals self.add tutorial UI.navbar. Okay. Now, this does work. There's no errors in the console. Did it not manage to refresh? It seems unable to refresh this correctly. It is not able to. Okay, anyway, I can rejoin the server. Okay, that's a minor mistake on my part. It doesn't seem to have reloaded correctly. Anyway, so what we do here is we wanna put this at the top, obviously. And we want it to have a certain height. So we open this. Oh, it's a mistake from last. We can actually change this. Right. We should change this because it's more concise. It's a header.height. Then we can have a nav bar. A nav bar, I think, slightly better if it's a little larger than the nav bar. If the nav bar is a little larger than the header, it's not going good for me. Anyway, we are deriving from this, but we have the old perform layout. What we're doing right now is we're making a new perform layout, and this perform layout will then just change the size a little here. It will override this one, but we kind of don't want that because then we have to write the code again. So something we can do is we can type self, the base class, the perform layout, self wh. This will then actually call this function. Will then initially call this function because it's derived upon it. So this is basically we take the thing here and we call the old perform layout. And now we can add our own stuff to this, which for my case would be set tall tutorial UI, the UI sizes, the navbar height. And if I am, I'm not sure if this is right because we haven't actually here added this, so we can stop it doing this. This is completely flat with no random corners, so I suggest just using set draw color and draw rect. If we go into a theme, we need to decide on a color for the navbar. I usually call those secondary colors. It will be like between this and this. Let's just try. Let's try this. it doesn't look good, we can always change it. And I made a spelling error over here. And then we draw it. Okay. You can see you have this. Doesn't look good. There's not enough contrast. This is a little hard to see actually. So I was thinking if we make this darker, might degrade the overall look. And then we would make it slightly darker too. Well, I don't think this has enough contrast. But we could actually do it a little different. We could try and this might be too much. But we could do this. This doesn't look good. So we could actually also try and do this. I'm not a fan of this. Feels like I just expanded this, but to circumvent that issue, we'll try something different. Secondary. Call it a line. What we could do. Then we'll do this, and then we can want secondary line. Okay. And I messed up here. So now, if we were to minor error here, and there. Now this separates. It's your decision if you think this looks good or not. I think this has potential. Just, yeah, if we change the color all around to be darker. 45. Now make it thinner. I like this. It looks okay in my opinion. If you don't like this, you could of course always make your own. Completely up to you how you make the UI. This is just a basic. Okay, so now let's go into the actual navigation part. We need something to keep tab on what we've actually pressed on. So let's call it self.active. Well, we don't actually need to define it. Just refer to this as the active. If it's nothing, it's because there isn't an active panel, right? So let's make a table for the buttons and another table for panels. I'll explain shortly why we do this. And then I'll make an accessor function. This is essentially just this just adds panel that set and get body. Like this just makes a variable, and then we have those two we can call. Okay, so we have our styled stuff. So now what we want to do is we want a way to add buttons. So we can add, let's call that tab, and then we have to have the name of the tab and the panel. Okay. Right. Okay. This so far so good. First, we need to find the index. Just table.count of the buttons. This is where we want to insert it. So gonna make a button, and just to shorten it when we write, we localize it, and button to dock left. Now if we open this, there is nothing. But if we go down to our test framework, I have a new element which is meant for the menu itself. If we now do this, after add tab, let's call it weapon. We have a button. Doesn't do anything, and we don't have anything. So I accept for it. You can see at the top it overlaps the line we made, we can fix that. And we can use the, because we dock this, we can use the dock margin. This is essentially the margin. It's like a space from the left, from the top. I'm pretty sure this is right and this is bottom. I don't remember the last two, but for our purpose, they're not necessary anyway. You can see here, now we don't collide anymore. So, what we could do here is we could set a text, name, and then let's create a font. First we'll start by setting this font, but we'll create it after. Navbar button, I'll call it. And then I'll do tutorial UI create font. Navbar button. Let's try it 18. I don't think it's assigning correctly. Oh, I forgot. That's an oopsie. There you go. See, this is good. I like my font. Like this, and then let's just set it to nil because I don't actually want to draw anything here. If we set it to nil, it doesn't have a draw function, it's just transparent. And now what we could do is size to contents x. So what this will do is we have some text here, right? We can then size it like it will be the length of the text with the specific font we have chosen plus 32. So we have a 16 pixel margin on each side. And now you can see this. So if we were to add in here, if we were to add, let's say, jobs, I don't know why, but just jobs. See, we have this margin between them. It's good. I don't like the text color, so stop by changing that. Again, we want our theme here, and then we can have, I would call this an H2, and I'll probably make it 36, 36, 36. Let's see how it looks though. Text H2. Right. Looks good to me. Actually, maybe too gray in it. A little better. So I think that should be in between. I don't want it in too much focus. Not much difference. Yeah. Looks okay. Anyway. So now when we click anymore, it doesn't actually like do anything. I might assume that you might want to highlight it. Right, so when you could see if you're on this and this. Right now we don't have any functionality, but you want to see which tab you are on, right? So we can start by setting the active. Set active, and then we need the ID. Okay. Index of the button ID. Let's just check. If the button is now valid, then return it. Like if the ID you're trying to set doesn't actually exist, it'll just stop. Okay. So now it's a little more complicated. Active button. Active. Okay, so there might not always be an active button in case we haven't actually set one yet. It's the first button you had to set active. So what we do is we have the active button. Then we could do active button set text color tutorial UI theme accent. Actually, set it to what we had over here, right? Then we set self.active equals ID, and if it's valid, button. Actually, we already checked this. Anyway, button text color tutorial UI theme accent. We don't have an accent defined over here, but we can go define it now. Accent color is a different color. It's like it won't be grayish. Won't have the same color scheme per se. What I usually do is I go on flatUIcolors.com, and I like this one. I try different colors. Choose RGB. Try this one. Just press on it, and you can copy it like this. Change it to color. Remember to add comma. Still doesn't do anything because we didn't set it to actually do anything. Should also ID equals I. Okay. Panel set. Okay, no, panel. Self set active panel.id. See. Now we can see the active one. You could always have it like a line here at the bottom if you wanted to fill the entire thing up, whatever you wanted to do. I think we'll change it to H4 and then set it to. I changed it to the header. I want to make a header 2 and a header. So while we are at this, we can do. I think it's better 30, 30, 30, and then HP is like 50, 55, 55, 55. Right. Can you see any major difference here? Yeah, now it's a lot easier. Like you can clearly see they're not active. I would also, while I'm at it, I would actually increase the size here. They do seem a little small for my taste. And I don't think this is actually a good color. Let's try this one instead. It's too dark, if you ask me. The previous one. Still not okay. Still the best color. Let's try this one. I actually like this. Yeah, this is a good color, in my opinion. Okay, now I take back the paint thing. We actually want this. Right. So, what we do is if we check if the self-active equals panel.id, which basically means, is this panel the active panel we clicked on? What we do is we set the draw color of this to accent. Change the accent. Set the draw rect 0 h minus 2 with a 2. So what this will do is, now we have this. It's not animated or anything. I won't cover animations for now. It's a bit more complicated topic. Yeah, you have your basic bar. It looks good. So margins, everything. It's not crammed together. There's proper spaces everywhere. There's contrast color between this and this. You can see. You might not notice it as much, but your brain will understand that this is more important than this because of the contrast difference. This is clearer for your brain than this is. And this has a different color, so your brain will also understand that this is special in a way. It has some special, like it has special functionality, and this functionality in this case is that this is the active tab. Okay, so now we have the basics of how you can have active ones. Now, we actually also need to make it display different things. So how do we do this? This is where this panel comes in. Every time you add a tab, also as you can see here, we have a panel. And that panel is self.panels. I equals self add panel. Okay. Or if you don't, we can do this, or if you do not define it, it's gonna default to the panel. Then you can just don't need local here because it's already defined here. Panel equals self. We don't need to reuse it really. Okay, so we should get a buddy. So the reason we do the get buddy, right, is because we wanna in the test, in the frame, right, we actually wanna say where this belongs. Cause we want, like, I know you could technically just check where this is attached to and be like fill, but we want control in case you were to place it in a different way, you code it in a different way. Just gonna set the body here. I did not save this. Am I error? Okay, what's the error? 35. To index. So we have, but it's, oh, it's because we set the body after. We need to set it before. Yes. You can see this is not rounded anymore, which means the panel is being created. So, and now if we were to say make this a D button and make this a a tutorial UI that frame just the buttons. Okay. Oh, yeah. We also should set the visible to false. It should be visible when it starts up. So now we can't see anything, but we don't actually set invisible. So what we could do now is if it's valid, self the buttons. Oh no, let's actually localize it. Active panel. My bad. Self the panels. Self the active. If this is valid, then we can set the active panel visibility to false because we are switching it. And then you could do panel equals self panels ID. Panels set visible true. So now, you see, it's two different things. You shouldn't press. It's not a good idea to press close to this bar. We just use this as a different panel just for reference. This is a button. You can click on it. It fills the entire thing. That looks okay. Let's see here. So we want to. Let's say that we want to set it to default active. We could always set it to set active 1. So default it here. But if you wanted to set it by name, we could set active name, set jobs. Okay. But we also need to make a function that does that. So what we could just do is set active name. Okay. Then we could loop over ourselves the buttons and do like if the get text equals name, then self that set active the ID. This is, remember, this is the button. The V is the button here. Actually rename it. It's pretty much simpler. Button. And then break, because we want to stop the loop again. I did not save this one. See, now it will start over there. But we could also do this. It's the same. I would not recommend doing this. Well, I mean, it won't error because we have all the checks in here. Just check if they're valid. It's like a button is valid, so it won't do anything. But you should set it to something that's valid. I like to set it by name actually. So we have this right. Okay. Yeah. So far so good. In the next tutorial, we'll be looking at a sidebar. What we want to do is we want to have a weapon bar here, and then we have categories like assault rifle, sniper rifle, etc. that we have in here. We can press on them under weapons, and with jobs would have a sidebar with all jobs in. And I'll show you a way to make a sidebar where you could easily put stuff in it and make categories. For simplicity's sake, I'm gonna make the categories a little simple. But you should be able to understand it. Well, anyway, thanks for watching.